The old village granary stands quiet and peaceful as the warm afternoon sunlight begins to drift inside. Inside the dusty building, every beam seems to creak with secrets, making his imagination grow even wilder. Chubby Max sneaks into the granary, determined to show everyone he can catch the mysterious village intruder. He wants to be brave for the village, even though his knees tremble at every tiny sound. Nearby, the playful dog finds an old metal pot, unaware that his games will soon cause chaos. The old pot rolls across the floor with a hollow clang, turning an ordinary afternoon into a ridiculous mystery. Suddenly, a sharp metallic clatter echoes through the granary, making Chubby Max jump in pure surprise. Dust floats through the sunlight like tiny golden sparks, while the dog bumps clumsily against the stacked sacks. The clumsy dog accidentally traps his head inside a pot, appearing like a strange creature to others. Chubby Max has heard enough village tales to believe almost anything can hide in a dark wooden corner. To his frightened eyes, the silhouette of the dog wearing a pot looks like a terrifying monster. His warning comes out in tangled words, full of fear, breathless excitement, and dramatic hand movements. Panic overcomes him, and he rushes out of the granary to warn everyone about the scary beast. Corey tries to calm him with a gentle voice, though even she glances toward the granary with caution. He finds Corey and Jack on the path, his heart racing while he gestures toward the storehouse. Jack keeps his shoulders square and steady, but a small smile already hints that the truth may be simpler. The sound of a loud bark vibrates through the air, freezing everyone in their tracks in terror. The bark echoes again, bouncing from wall to wall until the whole granary seems alive with noise. Cautious and steady, Jack steps forward to confront whatever might be hiding in the wooden shadows. For one long second, everyone freezes, caught between fear and laughter in the golden afternoon air. The boy hides behind Corey, his imagination making the beast seem larger and scarier than reality. Then the pot wobbles forward, revealing two paws, a wagging tail, and the funniest monster anyone has ever seen. A hearty laugh erupts from Jack as he discovers the true, silly identity of the granary monster. With one final shake, the dog frees himself and greets them with a happy, wagging tail. The truth arrives like sunshine after a storm, turning their fear into warm laughter that fills the path. Chubby Max feels a bit embarrassed, but shares in the laughter, knowing it was just a simple mistake. The group walks home as the sun disappears, leaving the village in a peaceful, cozy twilight. Even Chubby Max cannot stay embarrassed for long when the dog looks so proud of his accidental disguise. Hidden in the corner, the tiny mouse watches the humans leave, satisfied with his quiet, secret home. As night fully falls, the silver moonlight paints the granary in a soft, dreamy, and silent glow. Corey pats the dog gently, checking that he is safe while trying not to laugh too loudly. Later, the village rests comfortably under the starlit sky as they gather on the porch together. Quiet moments of friendship bring them closer as the gentle night breeze brushes against their faces. Jack lifts the dented pot and shakes his head, amused by how easily imagination can fool the heart. The little dog drifts into a deep, peaceful sleep, forgetting all about the afternoon adventure. The soft amber glow of the lantern creates a tiny, safe world amidst the vast darkness. The tiny mouse remains perfectly still, pleased that the confusion has kept everyone away from his corner. Under the vast, starry canopy, the village finds a tranquil end to this eventful, funny day. Morning light slowly fills the granary as the village wakes up for another beautiful new day. As twilight deepens, the granary no longer feels frightening, only old, quiet, and strangely friendly. With a fresh start, Chubby Max begins his chores, ensuring the granary is neat and tidy. The joyful dog enters with a wagging tail, completely forgetting his accidental pot helmet of yesterday. The porch becomes a place of comfort, where the strange adventure can be retold again and again. They work together in harmony, filling the granary with the simple, busy rhythm of village life. Jack helps them with his calm, steady strength, making the heavy work feel light and easy. Chubby Max exaggerates the size of the monster, making Corey laugh until she has to wipe her eyes. Chubby Max takes a short, refreshing break, enjoying the quiet productivity of the morning. As the afternoon unfolds, the village continues its peaceful rhythm under the golden, warm light. Jack reminds him that courage is not never being scared, but learning to look twice before running away. The dog finds the pot again, but this time he chooses to sniff it and then move on. The golden afternoon light flows through the granary, casting long, peaceful shadows over the floor. The sleepy dog sighs softly, unaware that he has become the hero of the village's funniest tale. As the day draws to a gentle close, the orange sunset light paints the wooden walls beautifully. They step out of the granary, leaving the quiet space to settle into the calm of the evening. When morning returns, the granary feels brighter, as if the laughter from yesterday still lives in the walls. The little mouse emerges once more, reclaiming his tiny, hidden world in the quiet of the granary. Warm lights flicker on in the cozy cottages, welcoming everyone to a peaceful night of rest. Chubby Max works carefully, determined to prove that he can be responsible after his dramatic mistake. The village rests under the blanket of evening, finding peace after a productive and happy day. Another morning begins with soft sunlight pouring onto the wooden porch, inviting the day's events. The dog stays close beside him, sniffing every sack with the serious focus of a loyal little guard. She sits comfortably on the porch, her basket ready to be filled with the morning's harvest. The little dog finds a warm spot in the sun, drifting into a quiet and happy nap. Corey brings a basket to help, her calm presence turning ordinary chores into a peaceful shared routine. They spend the morning reading and talking, enjoying the simple pleasure of learning together. Chubby Max finds a funny picture in the book and shares a light-hearted laugh with his friends. Jack carries the heavier bags, setting them neatly in rows so the storehouse feels orderly again. The soft breeze whispers through the trees, adding a sense of calm to their morning reading. Moving to the kitchen, they begin to prepare a simple, wholesome lunch together with laughter. Every small task teaches the boy that bravery also means returning to the place that frightened him. The kitchen grows warm and inviting, filled with the aroma of fresh, home-cooked, healthy ingredients. Jack carefully stirs the vegetable soup, his movements slow and steady like the ticking of time. The old pot sits harmlessly near the wall, now more like a joke than a danger in the dark. They set the table with care, creating a small, cozy space for their simple and delicious lunch. The dog waits patiently by the door, sensing the delicious food cooking in the warm kitchen. By lunchtime, the whole village seems warmer, held together by work, friendship, and a good story. They enjoy their lunch in comfortable silence, the simple food bringing them joy and contentment. As the afternoon turns toward evening, a soft, golden light begins to fill the kitchen again. The simple meal feels especially comforting after a morning spent turning fear into cheerful responsibility. Chubby Max carefully dries the plates, his movements steady and full of humble responsibility. Jack pauses by the window, watching the cool evening air flow over the village gardens. The mouse slips through the shadows again, watching the humans share their lunch with quiet, clever interest. They step out into the evening light, heading back to their favorite spot on the porch. The happy dog sleeps soundly, his little dreams filled with the gentle wind and starlight. Later, the porch glows softly as evening gathers around the cottage like a blanket of peace. The warm light from their home spills onto the porch, creating a safe refuge in the night. The little mouse is active in the shadows, scurrying through the granary under the night's cover. The memory of the pot monster becomes gentler with each retelling, turning into a lesson wrapped in laughter. The entire village slowly falls into a deep, peaceful sleep, safe and sound under the stars. They stand up slowly, feeling the day's fatigue as they head inside their cozy home. Chubby Max understands that imagination can create fear, but friendship can turn fear into a funny memory. They offer a final look at the beautiful, silent stars before retiring for the night. The lantern light fades away, leaving the porch to rest in the gentle, cool darkness. Under the stars, the village feels safe, protected not by heroes, but by neighbors who care for each other. The village home settles into complete silence, wrapped in the quiet comfort of the night. Only the sounds of crickets remain, guarding the village through the long, peaceful night. The granary rests in silence, holding grain, secrets, and the echo of one very silly adventure. The moonlight gently bathes the quiet pathways, keeping watch as the village sleeps soundly. Everything is quiet now, leaving the village in a state of perfect, dream-filled harmony. The lesson stays with him, gentle and bright, every time the old pot catches his eye. No one forgets the afternoon when fear wore a pot and barked from the shadows. The dog remains cheerful, proud of the attention, and completely unaware of his legendary role. Corey keeps smiling whenever Chubby Max begins another dramatic version of the story. Jack listens patiently, letting the boy learn courage through humor instead of shame. The lesson stays with him, gentle and bright, every time the old pot catches his eye. No one forgets the afternoon when fear wore a pot and barked from the shadows. The dog remains cheerful, proud of the attention, and completely unaware of his legendary role. Corey keeps smiling whenever Chubby Max begins another dramatic version of the story. Jack listens patiently, letting the boy learn courage through humor instead of shame. The quiet granary holds warm laughter, gentle lessons, a sleepy dog's harmless mistake, Chubby Max's growing courage, and the tiny mouse's secret smile until morning returns